So here we have a rowing 8. This particular one is made by a company called Hudson. This particular boat is a men's boat. But men's and women's boats both have to weigh 96 kilos. We're just going to have a look at some of the features of the boat in each position as we go down. Now, an 8 is called an 8 because it has 8 rowers inside it. Those rowers are numbered from the bow, so the bow is the front of the boat. This is position 1, going down to position 8 in the stern. Position 1 is normally known as bow because you're in the bow. When you get down to the position 8, that's known as stroke. That person sets the stroke rate and the stroke rhythm for the rest of the crew. So the features for each particular seat. Here we have the rigger. This is what holds the oar whilst the rower is rowing. This is made out of aluminium, hollow section, very strong. Yeah. This is the gate, and this holds the oar itself and swivels round as the rower takes their strokes. Inside the boat here, the rower sits on this sliding seat. This seat slides back and forth like this. This allows the rower to use their legs to add power to help move the boat. The rower's feet are set into the footplate here, and we have shoes permanently mounted to the footplate where the rower's feet go. That footplate can be adjusted to accommodate different sized rowers. So here we are in the middle of the boat. This is the foreseat. We're just going to have a look at some of the materials the boat's made of. You can see the hull here is made out of carbon fibre. The whole thing is all moulded in carbon fibre. It's very light, very strong and very stiff to take the force the rowers put in. The rigger that holds the oar is made out of aluminium section. Again, that's hollow, again very stiff and very strong. The boat itself will be 18 to 19 metres long, about half a metre wide in the middle. And a women's boat would be a little bit smaller than this, perhaps half a metre shorter, a little bit narrower, a little bit less deep. That's just because a women's crew will weigh less than a men's crew. The boat will displace less water, so you need a slightly smaller hull. Boats will come in a range of different sizes for different weight crews. And each of those sizes gets progressively larger as you go up, much like a set of Russian dolls. So here we are, this is the 7th seat of the boat. I'm just going to talk a little about how a racing 8 is made. As I said before, it's made out of carbon fibre. To make a boat, you'll have a mould in the factory. Carbon fibre is laid up in that mould, and the whole thing, when it's done, is baked in an oven until the carbon fibre and the resin has cured. You can see here, this boat has bolts through this section of the hull. It's because all racing 8s come in 2 pieces, so they can be transported around. This join is here between the 6th and the 7th seat, rather than in the middle, simply because having the join here makes the boat faster because there's less drag on the water. Another feature you can see here is this watertight hatch cover. There's one of these for every position in the boat. As we unscrew this, we see the lid here just lifts off. So this is watertight and acts as a buoyancy compartment for the boat, so that if the boat should become swamped, it won't sink. But also the rowers will use this as storage for their kit during outings. So they'll have a spare dry top in here, and they'll keep their water bottle in here as well. So this is the stroke seat. A lot of people would say that this is the most important seat in the boat. The person who sits at stroke will have the best sense of rhythm in the boat, and they'll be one of the most competitive people in the crew. Now we come to the very stern of the boat, the back of the boat. This is where the cox will sit in an 8. The cox really is the brains behind the operation. This is where all the magic happens. The cox is in charge of all the rowers and in charge of what happens during the race. Cox has a number of jobs, one of which is steering, but another of his jobs is to coordinate the rowers, judge the tactics for the race, and make any changes during the race that he may wish to make. So this is a little computer that the cox has. It's called a cox box. It has 2 jobs, or 2 main jobs. One of which is to provide the cox with a readout for the number of strokes the rowers are taking, known as the rating. And you see the display on here. The display changes as the rowers move in the boat. The other job of the cox box is an amplifier. The cox speaks into the microphone and the sound comes out of the speakers down the boat so the rowers can hear what the cox is saying. Cox themselves will be a lot smaller than the rowers. For a men's boat, the cox will weigh 55 kilos. For a women's boat, the cox weigh 50 kilos. Compared to the rowers, a male rower is going to be 90 to 100 kilos, a women's rower is going to be about 70 to 80 kilos. So this here is the rudder string. This is what the cox uses to steer the boat. The cox will simply move the string back and forth like this, and that's attached to the rudder beneath the boat, and that's how the cox steers. So here we are underneath the boat. This is the fin and rudder. This is the combination unit. This is the fin here. This keeps the boat stable. And this here is the rudder that's used to steer the boat. As you can see, it's only a few centimetres square. and that steers a boat over 18 metres long. So that was a quick rundown of all the main points of a Racing 8, and now you know all you need to know.